All right, welcome to the business program and to this orientation course. My name is John Forsyth. I'm the business program director, and I'll probably be your instructor in a number of your courses. This orientation course is just a quick introduction to our online program, and I'm hoping just to kind of help ease the transition into our online classes. So, this is just a one module course. If you look at it, you have module one. Typically in these courses, you have 5 modules representing 5 weeks, but I don't expect you to take a lot of time with this orientation, so I've just provided 1 week with all the required components of an online class. So let's take a look at this just real quickly. Up at the top of every course, you have a student orientation module. You have online student orientation video. If you want to watch the entire thing, it's right here. It goes into great detail about how to work your online classes. You have some helpful Canvas student videos that should help you to navigate this system, which is called Canvas. And then you also have an APA template and some APA writing helps, which you will need when you're writing your papers. That's there all the time, and I suggest that you use the template and those resources. Now, when it comes to online classes, you have 3 ways to gain points. You have discussions, assignments, and quizzes. So, for this orientation, I have given you one of each. You have a discussion. Click on these. Discussions are every week. Your initial response needs to be in by Wednesdays, and your responses to your classmates are due by Sunday at 11:59. The only exception to that is on the last week of the course, everything is due by Friday at 11:59. So we have discussion here, and I do apologize for the cold. I wanted to record this, but I do have a little bit of a cold, so I do apologize. So for this discussion, please introduce yourself to the class and then answer this question. If you have a question or concern about a class, who would be the best person to contact? If contacting that person doesn't work, who else should you contact? So to reply, you're going to click on reply and write your answer right here. Introduce yourself and answer that question. That initial response is what is due by Wednesday of each week. When you are done, you simply hit post reply. Then you would respond to at least 2 of your classmates by simply looking at the reply button right below any of their responses. Okay? That is your discussion. The important thing with the discussions is to think a paragraph, not a sentence or, heaven forbid, a sentence fragment as a reply to a post. This is something you should have some detail, even quoting references to answer, and then plenty of engagement with your classmates when it comes to replying to their posts. Okay, we're going to go back to the home page. Come right back here. That was a discussion. Next, we'll do an assignment. Go right here. All I'm asking you for, this again is a fairly simple assignment. I just want you to work through this and see what it looks like when you're doing it. I'm sorry, I'm cutting off a little bit of this page with this presentation. Of all the different degrees you could have chosen, why did you choose business? I love being a business person. It's what I've been since probably conception. I love it. I want to know why you chose this program, because that tells me a lot about you, your character, your personality, and how committed you're going to be to this program. Okay, so open up a Word document on your computer, answer that question in a paragraph or 2. It doesn't even need to be lengthy. If you're able to be concise, that's just fine. Save it to your computer and then click on Submit Assignment right here. That pops up with a dialog box. You can choose a file to submit. You would go and find what you just barely saved. For example, if that were it, and you would hit Submit Assignment. If you do that, it'll immediately pop up in your gradebook, and I'll be able to grade it. All right. So that is an assignment. Generally, these will be obviously longer than a paragraph, usually a couple of pages. And if it is a full paper, it's likely to be in APA format, which is the reason for the template on the home page. We're going to hit cancel here because we don't want to submit that. Go back to the home. Okay, last but certainly not least, we have a quiz. Now, this is obviously not going to be a quiz on reading or anything like that. It's simply a quiz on this orientation. And to facilitate that, you can have multiple attempts on this quiz. That is different than all of the rest of the quizzes you're going to take in my classes. All of them only have 1 attempt. This one you can take multiple times because of the fact that it's an orientation. So you have 10 points, 10 questions. You can take as many times as you want to, and no time limit. Typically, quizzes have a specified time limit. They're open book, open note, but you can only take it once. So let's take a quiz. Look here, got 10 questions. Time elapsed. Usually there would be something about how long you actually had, so you can keep track of that. So there's a Canvas app that allows me to access the course via smartphone. Continue reading, either true or false. When you are done with this, get done with all 10 questions, submit it, you'll be able to look at your answers and see what you got right and what you got wrong. The feedback on these, if you get one right or wrong, I do have some feedback in there for you so that you can make sure you have the right answer. But this is kind of a review of stuff that you could learn by poking around in this orientation course. One of the places that you will definitely want to go to get some of this information, but you see this is a fairly simple format. It's hard to get confused about our quizzes. They're fairly simple in format at the least. The material definitely gets harder, but the format is simple. Is up here on announcements. We're going to navigate away. We're not going to finish the quiz. In the announcements, you have a lot of information that will tell you some of the things that you want to know. Help in writing APA papers. This is the format we use when writing papers. Here's some more help. Videos on how to do things. The Canvas app for your phone. I mentioned that in the quiz. There it is. Late policies. I ask a question about late policies on the quiz, and you all probably have questions about late policies. IT support. How do you get help if your computer's acting up or if there's a problem? My information or your instructor's information. Campus information. You have people who can help you. Mandy Sparrow, Liz Tidwell are there and are willing to help you if you need help that you can't get from your instructor or your program director. You have all types of resources, and here is where your instructors will also be posting announcements to try to help you with the class. If they know that there's a hard assignment, they may post additional help. You can expect at least one announcement per week in this format. Okay? Now, one of the things they're going to ask you that I'm going to ask you in the quiz talks about who you can contact if you need help and how many different ways you can contact your instructor. If you have a problem, you should first try to contact your instructor. Then you should contact your program director, which is me. In some cases, that's the same person. If I'm your instructor, then we combine the first two. Then you should be talking to the online coordinators, information in the announcements. Then your IT departments if it's a computer issue, and then anyone on campus can help you. And don't disregard them. There are a lot of people on campus that can help you as well. The point is there's a lot of help there. If you're trying to get a hold of your instructor, there are several different ways to do that. One would be the email that's set up in your course. Since I'm doing this as a test student, I don't have it, but right up here in most courses, it would say login, or sorry, inbox, which is where you would have your in-course email, essentially. The rest, you can also have this discussion, questions to the instructor, where you can post a question just like in a discussion. The only thing you have to be worried about with this one is that everyone can see your questions, so don't do anything too personal in here. Then you can also go to the announcements. Sorry, I'm working on Wi-Fi here. It's taking me just a moment. There we go. Instructor information. Some people also term that instructor contact information. My name, my email address, so you can send me an email from your Gmail, your Hotmail, Yahoo, wherever, and then also my phone number. There's a lot of different ways to contact your instructor, but the in-course email, personal email, phone call, questions to the instructor are 4 different ways that you can contact your instructor. A lot of your issues will be solved by simply communicating with your instructor on a regular basis. Okay? Now, the rest of the information you will need to complete the quiz might be on the quiz itself. So go ahead, do the discussion, introduce yourself, do the assignment, and turn that in to see how that works, and then take the quiz probably a couple of different times to get all of the information there. Any questions? Please let me know.